I'm from Chicago. We beefing in regards to the Chicago, but once you leave that Midwest, you from the middle of the map, and the rest of y'all have to deal
Man,
with
that's
us.
right.
Man, that's super
of course.
dope.
You know,
man.
you got to think about it, man. Right. I mean, Detroit and Chicago was always, we just inherited being opposed to each other because chances are we had a sports team. They probably was in the same division, even though y'all like Cubs fans out there, so y'all probably ain't pay attention to the White Sox, but the White Sox was in the Tigers division. So
I'm a White Sox fan.
Well, now, you from the West Side, right? Right, word. Okay, so you definitely can understand, you know, or the Bulls and the Pistons, you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, just all the different teams, Lions and Bears. That's a whole nother talk. I can't even take no claim to no success over the Bears through my years, so I can't talk about that. However, you know what I'm saying, we were able to obtain usually a friendly rivalry between us and Chicago. But, you know, I have found that when I go worldwide and I travel somewhere and I mess around and kick it with anybody from Chicago or just the Midwest in general, we just have an understanding of how to move.
Yes.
That's just, we just know stuff just from just natural reactions. I could be somewhere where they don't even speak English and I could pick up on the vibe like, something ain't going right. You know what I mean? So I think the Midwest was able to prepare all of us in our own unique ways for, you know, the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a homeboy from Chicago, man. We'll be somewhere. I ain't got to tell him what I'm thinking. He already know. You know, so, I peeped that, man. Let's get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So we just know how to move.
Yeah,
right. That's that Midwest stuff right there, man.
Oh, by the way, at the end of the decade, end of the 80s, I was a Pistons fan. Me and Isaiah from the same area, and me and Mark McGuire went to the same high school, so I was rocking with the Pistons. I really been rocking.
Oh, you know, shoot, Zeke is my number one point guard in the history of basketball. You know what I mean? You know, I know people got Magic and all that. That's all cool, but my favorite point guard ever is Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying? The real Isaiah Thomas. So, you know, hey, man, Chicago, I mean, even still, you know, the LA area might have taken over kind of recently, but, you know, in my opinion, Chicago has pretty much always been like the basketball capital of the world for me. You know what I'm saying? Dudes can go down the line, just go strictly down the line through decades and decades, but Chicago has always put out superior basketball players. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely got love for the Chi. You know what I'm saying? We and luckily Detroit was able to get some hard ballers from Chicago. You know, contributed to some championships around here. So, you know, salute to Chicago for sure.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's the same way. Derek Kobe, Steve Smith, Jalen Rose, Chris Webber. I mean, Iceman Gervin. Trust me, I get it, man. I get it. It's a mutual respect.
Oh yeah.
Me and one of my partners just had that conversation a couple of weeks ago. Don't nobody put out better ball players in the Midwest. I mean, we need to just market the middle of the map and take over the world, man.
I'm trying to tell you. And then one more shout out for another Chicago boy, man. Your boy Juwan Howard came to the school I love, University of Michigan. And, you know, John Beeline did a good job or whatever when he was here. But Juwan Howard is putting Michigan basketball on the map where they're supposed to be and recruiting the right talent to the university. So I really feel like he's a godsend for the university, too. So that's another layer of Chicago, you know what I'm saying, contributing in Ann Arbor, man. So, you know, salute that man, too.
Big ups. Hey, man, well, let's go ahead and do this sports thing, man. Talk to me. Who you liking? Who you checking for? I understand the Lions is the Lions, but who you checking for, man? Basketball, baseball, football? Who you looking at?
I mean, if I had to, well, you know, I'm like I said, I'm a Pistons fan, so naturally, whatever I observe is just from a fan standpoint. If I had to go with a NBA Finals, I would go with Clippers versus the Bucks. That's kind of like a toss up. I mean, honestly, I feel like the Clippers have great wing players, but Antetokounmpo, he has no concern with doing nothing on the wing. He's taking that straight to the paint, and I really feel like the Clippers don't have anything on the inside that could stop them. So if I had to guess right now, I would probably say Milwaukee Bucks with the championship. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I would say right now. But and from a football standpoint, I think you know I'm a Lions fan, so you know I've endured heartache my whole life. I'm also a Ravens fan because it's a guy I went to high school with named Derek Alexander that used to play for the Ravens, you know, way back. You know what I mean? So I like the Ravens also, but realistically, I see kind of what the Chiefs are doing. And I just think the way the league is catered now, where they don't really cater to defense don't really got no kind of rights, you know, to actually play defense. You literally could get fined for tackling somebody too hard. So I don't think in this day and age that Baltimore, even though they are, you know, a very, very good team, I don't think the league is catered for teams like that to win right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, defense and running the ball, clock control, that doesn't really sell tickets. I think the NFL is in the business of growing their league. And naturally, if you're growing and trying to grow the league, interceptions don't grow your league. Touchdowns do. And if you're trying to grow the league in basketball, you know, scoring in the 130s, you know, like the Pistons used to play back in the day, hold people under 70 points, that doesn't sell the game of basketball to a casual fan. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, they're into scoring points. So, I think you're probably about to witness the Kansas City Chiefs probably a dynasty until some of these contracts come up, you know what I'm saying, where they got to break the team up. But I really think they got a window to kind of do damage probably for the next 2 or 3 years, you know?
Definitely, man. So you're a Raven. Are you talking about Derek Alexander, wide receiver from Michigan? You said
Derek Alexander. He actually, I'm talking about way back, man, because when he got drafted, they were still the Cleveland Browns. This is before they stole the Browns overnight and took them to Baltimore, and they became the Ravens. You know, even Ray Lewis was on that team too. And, you know, then they eventually got Ed Reed and all of that. So yeah, I've been a Ravens fan literally when Derek was a Cleveland. He played for the Browns at that time. When they converted over to the Ravens, I literally was a fan. So the Ravens have always been my AFC team. But I am smart enough to know that, you know, the games aren't really catered for that style of play, man. They're going to have to really they're going to have to really open that offense up and, you know, make some stuff happen to really compete with somebody like the Chiefs that can put up 28 points on you in one quarter, you know?
Man, so speaking of the Ravens then, Lamar Jackson, was he a fluke or is he about to take over? Is it going to be Jackson, Watson, and my man and KC?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think he's a fluke. I think the biggest thing is, though, if you really look at the Ravens offense, they're based around running the ball, and then they probably got like 3 tight ends. The tight ends are good for moving the chains, but they're not good for explosive plays. And the Kansas City Chiefs are known for explosive plays. Like I said, they got Tyreek Hill and McCall Hardman and people like that, and Sammy Watkins. Them dudes can put up 7 on you before you even blink. So, you know, it's like it's a contrast of styles. And in my opinion, the Baltimore style is more throwback. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, Baltimore would have been more effective, you know, probably 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the game was a little bit different. I think Lamar Jackson is incredible, but I think he needs more weapons at the skilled position. I like Hollywood Brown, the guy that they got out of Oklahoma, wide receiver that they got. I think he's a dope receiver, but I think they need more explosive people that can get the ball from Lamar Jackson and really go to the distance so they can have some explosive plays, because you're not going to field position and clock manage against Kansas City and expect to win those games. I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I'm a Raiders fan, trust me. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. Like, the Raiders is my AFC team, so trust me, it's not going to happen. You're not going to clock manage them out of it.
Word.
Man, since you're talking about it, Detroit Lions, you happy with them saying we stand with Stafford and the pick? Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Well, I'm of the belief that, I'm not a Stafford fan, but I do acknowledge Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback I ever remember the Lions having. I just don't think that they've surrounded him with what he's needed to win. They haven't really invested in a line for him. He ain't have a 1,000-yard running back behind him ever. Like, dude literally went years on top of years before he had a running back behind him that got 100 yards in a game. So I think, in my opinion, while we are a bad team, paying him that much money is unnecessary. I feel like, in my opinion, to show the ultimate respect to Matthew Stafford, they should have packaged him and tried to trade him to a team that was a contender. Because if I'm somebody like the Indianapolis Colts, I understand I'm a quarterback away. Indianapolis Colts got a good line in place to protect their quarterback. Or if I'm certain teams, I'm looking and saying if I'm a quarterback away, I would really entertain Matthew Stafford, because I feel like to judge him on what he's done in Detroit is unfair, because Detroit is not giving him what he's needed to win. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like those are things that's kind of failed him in the past. And I just think while he still has something left in the engine, he definitely not going to win no championship with Lions. So I just feel like they should let him go, man. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, while Dallas Cowboys is worried about paying Dak, I would have made a call and asked them what would they do to get Matthew Stafford. He's from the Texas area. He's from Highland Park, Texas.
Yeah,
he's from the Dallas area. He's right from that area. In my opinion, I know people like Dak Prescott, but in my opinion, Matthew Stafford would be a significant upgrade with that line and the protection. I think he would excel a lot better with that. And I feel the same with that. With the let me see, there's a couple of things that's like that. Like I said, the Colts is another team. The Chargers is another team. You know what I'm saying? And even the Patriots is another team. If they moved on from Tom Brady, I think Bill Belichick could probably get at least a playoff win Matthew Stafford out on the field. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say Super Bowl, but in my opinion, I feel like they should give him a chance to play for a contender, because he's never done it in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, to pay somebody hundreds of millions of dollars on a bad team is unnecessary. I wouldn't necessarily get Tua either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback at all. I think he's very good, but I probably would maybe try to get that big boy out of Oregon. They got a real dope quarterback that's coming out, Herbert or something. I think is his name.
Herbert. Yes.
Yeah, I think he's very good, very, very good. But maybe get somebody like that, man. And at this time right now, maybe one of these teams will jump big for Stafford and overpay because they feel like that window's closing, and try to make the most of it, man. I think somebody like the Cowboys would probably really, really entertain that, because I think they are very, very hesitant to pay Dak that money.
I totally agree. Man, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because Justin Herbert, and this is another kid that ain't nobody talking about. This dude, Jordan Love out of Utah State, he a beast. And ain't nobody talking about
Utah State.
But, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a person, I'm not anti-Brady. I'm anti-40-something-year-old Brady. If you were Belichick and his crew, would you let him go? Or would you just say, hey, man, we done. It's a wrap. Or would you try to bring him back?
To keep it real, I would probably bring him back. The reason why I say bring him back is because I look at Belichick and Brady as in a marriage. Like, people always are trying to determine the formula of their success. Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it the coach? Is it the quarterback? So, in my opinion, I feel like Tom Brady has earned the right to retire in a Patriots uniform. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he chooses to do. I feel like he has the right to go out on his own terms. I know the Patriots have been known to give up on a player a year or two early and get some trade value for him and all of that, but I think they should make an exception for Tom Brady just for what he's kind of done for the team. Now, I wouldn't necessarily – now, if Tom Brady's coming to say, I want to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, that's different. But if he's still willing to give them the discount for them to be competitive, maybe take 30-something million for the year or something like that, then I think that, I'm not saying from an upside standpoint, it's very possible the Patriots will never win a championship. I just feel like what he's done for the organization has given him the right to go out on his own terms.